have a very intelligent relative or friend who does not want to be disturbed all the time? There are reasons behind this, and I'll explain them to you in today's video. Human beings are on the whole a friendly species. To survive and thrive, we have relied on collaboration. However, when it comes to the group's extremely bright members, the opposite is the case. In fact, the more they socialized, the more dissatisfied they may get. Join me as I give you guys 10 different reasons why intelligent people like to be alone. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Fourth and turn on your notification post. Now look at those reasons. Number 1. They don't need others to solve their problems. One of the intriguing explanations proposed by scholars for why the smartest people may prefer to be alone is evolutionary. As previously stated, working in groups enables us to face obstacles and overcome problems. This is the source of our success. The capacity to collaborate and exchange talents and knowledge have tremendously assisted humans' progress on the planet. However, the smartest members of the group may be less reliant on others. Human intellect is supposed to have evolved as a means of dealing with unique problems. As a result, the more intelligent you are, the less you will rely on the group for assistance. Simply put, the smartest people handle their problems and so do not require as much assistance from others. As a result, they don't yearn for the company of others as much. Number 2, it helps them be more productive and efficient. Intelligence manifests itself in a variety of ways. However, it is typical for brilliant people to enjoy solo pastimes that broaden their minds. They might prefer to read quietly or think about an interesting subject or topic. Being among other people might be enjoyable, but it can rapidly become a waste of time for a highly intellectual individual. Hanging around, conversing, and enjoying the company of people becomes a diversion from more important activities. If you want to improve yourself, reading, writing, learning, studying, producing, and contemplating are better ways to spend your time. All of these are frequently accomplished by extremely clever individuals working alone. They find it easier to concentrate on work when no one else is there. It's easy to lose focus while we are in the company of people. What others say and do distracts us, and we are frequently dragged into discussions and topics we don't care about. Number 3, it gives them more time to think. The most clever people I know are also those who devote the most time to great concepts. Because of their unconventional thinking, individuals frequently struggle with what they regard as mundane and trivialities, such as small conversations. They are captivated by how everything in the world fits together. How does society function? What are the battles fought? What brings us joy? What is the origin of life? These inquiries pique their interest. They desire to learn more because they are curious. Intelligent people may employ their vast brain power to good effect, but all that thinking takes time. Rather than jumping to conclusions, they prefer to think through to discover the best solution. That requires thought. Number 4, funding your people can be trickier. Opposites do not attract. People are drawn to people with whom they believe they have some common interests. We seek out mates and friends who are on our wavelength. One of the potential drawbacks of high intelligence is that there may be significantly fewer individuals around you with whom you feel on par. Approximately 98% of the population has an IQ of less than 130. As a result, it follows by reason that if you are among the 2%, you are plainly in the minority. Being extremely brilliant means that you frequently think differently than the majority of people. However, this implies that finding common ground with others can be more difficult. Without a relationship, a company loses its relevance. Number 5, being around people might feel stressful. Another intriguing evolutionary explanation for why the smartest people prefer solitude is that they have evolved to be better suited to modern society. We no longer live in the same way we used to. Instead of local towns, most of our cultures are now dispersed throughout heavily metropolitan areas. As a result, our exposure to strangers has expanded dramatically. The rush and bustle of city life are far more stressful for humans. One idea holds that when humans began to live more and more in cities, the most intelligent people discovered a technique to cope with the high-stress environment. The natural evolutionary reaction was to recede. Intelligent people may seek more alone time to disconnect from the stresses of modern life. It's not simply about staying away from crowds, it's also about getting away from the stress of having to interact with other people. Number 6, to reset after socializing. Just as introverts require extra time to recover energetically after being around people, clever people may require the same. They may need to reset after being among others because of how they may have developed to deal with metropolitan situations. When you're always surrounded by people, it might be difficult to deal with the incessant demands and expectations placed on you. You need time to digest what has happened. Some people choose to walk off and do their own thing to avoid the stress of engaging with too many people at once. This reset period is part of how intelligent people evolve to better cope with their surroundings. They don't always dislike being around other people. However, they must recharge and unwind by spending time alone. Number 7, they're never bored. Most individuals who may find it boring to be alone and require a company to be stimulated, this isn't frequently the case for exceptionally bright people. They don't even need to do anything to keep themselves entertained. Their minds are rarely at test and they can easily withdraw into their little universe. They have a plethora of things in their imagination that could keep them occupied. They are always coming up with fresh concepts and ideas. And when they aren't thinking, they can be reading or writing. Intelligent people frequently generate concepts that no one else would consider. This offers them a sense of accomplishment. They are never bored since they are constantly thinking about various issues. Number 8, they don't need as much validation from others. To some degree, we all require love and approval from others. It's part of our ancestry. However, some people crave it more than others. They require the validation of others to feel good about themselves. Intelligent people rely less on others to boost their self-esteem. They are usually more confident in their abilities. Instead of respecting many people's viewpoints, they have a small group of people they trust and go to for validation. When we eliminate the social conditioning and unreasonable expectations that our family education system and even religion have imposed on us, the possibilities are limitless. And a wise person understands this. Number 9, highly intelligent people experience higher levels of anxiety. Intelligence can be a blessing, but it can also be a curse. To some extent, it's a two-edged sword, as increasing anxiety levels frequently accompany enhanced brain power. All that overthinking can make educated people more worried. Researchers have discovered a relationship between anxiety and IQ. They discovered that people who expressed a proclivity for worry and rumination performed better on a verbal intelligence test. People who are prone to anxiety and concern may isolate themselves from groups as a coping tactic. When possible stressors are removed from the equation, stress management becomes easier. One reason clever people may prefer to be alone at times is that social interactions may exacerbate their anxiety and stress. Being alone is more relaxing. Number 10, other people slow them down. When you're the sharpest person in the room, you not only don't need the input of others as much, but you also may discover that it slows you down. Working with or cooperating with people who are not the same wavelength becomes a hindrance. It is possible for exceptionally intelligent people to grow annoyed or impatient with others if they are unable to operate or think at the same speed as them. The difficulty is that when you're smarter than everyone else, you may begin to believe that you already know more than those around you. Being alone becomes a technique of ensuring that you are not being impeded or kept back. And that concludes this video. Do you have any intelligent friends who exhibit these characteristics? Do you know of any others? You can share with us in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to Fourth, and turn on your notification posts. See you in the next video coming up.